Welcome to my stables. I am the DMobo, and welcome back to Echoes of the Past. Last
And we're the
session...
unstables.
Yes, the players are the unstables. For Rhea fainted, Sage fainted, everybody's fainting.
I have been waiting so many sessions to quickly sneak that in.
My fault I fainted.
Was it worth it, Leigh? Was it worth it?
A little bit.
Good.
But also last session, not only did they free Zundis, but Sage got her memories back. And the Dark Lord and Grog have come to the field. Mr. Flibble asks who this Grog is, and Rhea says that it is the one that has killed her. And Mr. Flibble, long story short, has basically hulked out and is in a bloodthirsty rage. And the Dark Lord is stuck in a very weird six-armed creature's mouth while being attacked by a swarm of bats. And
Basically, we're 2 steps off just shoving the Dark Lord in a locker.
pretty much.
Yeah, really, we are bullying the hell out of this guy at this point.
Mm-hmm. But
That's good to know.
we don't go back to the fight just yet. We go back to the start of the fight, where Estrel is flying towards where the medical tent is and lands a short ways away.
I need a healer now. Sage has fallen unconscious, and we don't know what the cause is.
Ishtar comes running out with some papers in his hands. Where, Lady Sage? No, see. And she opens her mouth and unrolls Sage
Could have
from
been
her
eaten.
tongue.
Gross!
She not like this.
Welcome to my world, Sage. Welcome to my world.
Well, it was either that or risk carrying her in my hands and her waking up. But I don't think she's waking up anytime soon. And I need to go back to my siblings because the Dark Master has arrived. So I suggest you get whatever forces you have and start setting up perimeters because who knows what else is coming.
Ishtar grunts and takes Sage in his arms and runs to the tent. Boos, get army ready. Evil Lord here. There is a simple grunt in reply. Who are you carrying? Lady Sage. What's wrong with Sage? No. Estrel say she fall asleep. Odd. Alright, put her on the table. I'll get to work. And Sage, you, after the white light had rescinded, it just faded to black. And you're just floating in nothingness.
Huh.
Meanwhile, as you float,
She's gonna be okay, right?
of course she's gonna be okay. It's Sage. She's gonna be fine. Just because she's a wizard doesn't mean she's that squishy. God.
Oh, she is definitely that squishy.
Excuse you, I have 51 hit points now.
Still, we should make sure that she's not gonna get possessed.
I think that would be kind of dumb if he's possessing Sage when he's fighting right there. That seems dumb. And no one knows how this possession works. No one does. Who's to say that the fainting wasn't part of his plan? We don't know, we weren't there at the battlefield. Amora walks up to the table, and Sage, the darkness seems to lighten, and the first thing you hear clearly is, Sage, wake up. And the darkness fades to light.
Okay. Yep. I'm good.
Welcome to the Lord of the Waking.
Sit bolt upright. Is he still around?
Amora is going to place a hand on your shoulder and push you gently back down. If you mean he, meaning asshole,
Yes.
he probably
yeah.
is. From what we've heard from Ishtok.
Great,
Maybe-
cool. I'm gonna try to roll off the table. That's bad. Which way?
You're not gonna go this alone. I still need to make sure that you didn't hit your head or anything and give you a quick medical check.
I'm fine. It's cool. They're probably literally fighting for their lives right now. I gotta go. We can figure. It's just the whole thing. It's the thing. The others did it already, mostly. Korric hasn't done it yet. It's bad. I actually called most of it, though. So, where are we? This is a tent. This isn't... Why am I... What?
How far away is this medical tent?
This medical tent is about 50 feet from you guys.
Oh, Jesus.
It's
Okay.
very close.
So can we hear her?
I hear sounds. You
don't...
probably can't hear me, but I can probably hear you.
Sage can hear the den of fighting. You can't hear shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
That way.
Amora is going to keep the pressure on your shoulder. We're at the apothecary.
She just kind of like freezes. As if she hadn't fully registered their surroundings until that said.
She gently releases her hand off of your shoulder and gently sits you up.
Cool.
What used to be a stocked shelves of herbs and whatnot is now filled with medical tents. You can see there are bloodstains among the floor. There are people, Coatoans, along with humans, bustling around with bloodstained clothes. There are some of the guards of the Coatoans and Gulens carrying people in and out. But you notice that there's no sunlight coming in through the door, but it's more of a muted green. You see Keith stained with dirt and sweat. Riku is not as covered in blood, but she has on gloves and a mask covering her face. And that's when you see Amora, who is in a sleeveless shirt and basic shorts, and she's not in good shape. You see what used to be average build, slightly muscular Amora, but you can see that the fine tissues of her neck. Her eyes are sunken in, her cheekbones are accentuated. Her long black hair is now cut to shoulder length, which is almost a dull gray from the dirt and not being washed. She sags a little bit under the sheer weight of just her wings, as you can tell that starvation has taken a hold of her quite hard. And that she's mostly just skin and bone, and amongst her pale skin there is the bright red burns of what look like to be the form of chain circling around her arms. You can't see fully from underneath the shirt, but you can tell that she was bound around her chest and her legs. But her sapphire eyes look at you with clear concern. The same strength and unbreakable will as they always have.
God's above and below. You guys are worried about me? Wow. I haven't been out that long, have I? Okay. I am gonna go join that battle because that sounds bad. We will be sitting down and having a talk after the battle. He lingers on eyes on Amora, like, about a lot of things. Has anybody seen my siblings? Out of character, I can't remember if I instructed them to get out of town or not.
You did, but that doesn't mean that they would listen to you.
Yeah, that tracks.
They're
They're not supposed to be here, but knowing them, now I know them. I know them now. They might be here.
Amora gives a
them?
sharp
Don't let them die.
whistle, and you hear footsteps coming from behind you, and you see 3 people that are in green robes bustling around. They too have gloves and masks on. When they hear the whistle, they come rushing out, and they see you and they rush forward. Oh my god, Sage? Like, what the hell are you doing here? Honestly, I wasn't expecting you home so soon.
It's my hometown. I am going to kind of launch myself off the table and just grab all 3 of them at once into an embrace.
Holly, she's the first one to hug you back. It's good to see you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but...
You idiots, I told town. Gods.
Well, if we didn't, then a lot more people would have died.
Yeah. It's good to see you. Again. Really, yeah. It's a long story. I need to go the ass of a really bad guy right now. But please don't get hurt, and I'll be back and we can talk. Okay.
That sounds like a plan. You go, kick some ass, and we'll keep the shop protected. Honestly, if they even find this place, I'll be damned, because I thought this was some pretty tricky herb shit. I can't wait for you to see what we've done. You're gonna be so proud of us. This is hardly the time to be gloating right now, Rose.
God, you all grew up into pretty cool people. Okay, I gotta go. Oh god, I gotta go. And she is actually gonna take off her coat and throw it on the table and roll up the sleeves to really free up the tattoos and go, okay, nobody here die? I'll be right back. I'm gonna make for the door.
As you run to the door, you notice it doesn't open right away. Oh, sorry, we kind of have to, like, do a thing so that way people just don't get up and walk away. It's fine, just calm down. And as she's waving her hand, sesame, and the leaves start to part, but instead of the door, it's just more leaves. And oh no, you don't. You're not going by yourself. And you see Amora struggling to put on her armor.
No. 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 Riku? Keep her here.
Yeah,
You
like,
are
I'm
afraid
going to
to
let
enlist
you go
my
by
sibling.
yourself.
It's fine. If you want to come, you can come. Amora's not coming. Amora, I love you. You look like shit. I will command my siblings to keep you here if I need them to.
Look, we tried to get her on bed rest, but she gave us the death stare, and I was like, oh, hell to the no. Yeah, no, she can get, pretty violent with just looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't have time to waste, and I'm not letting you come, Amora.
It might be a bit late for that. And Amora, she's still getting dressed. Keith finally gets her shield on her arm.
Keith, are you helping?
Because she already has a plan in sight. She's already started plotting for pretty much everything that could go wrong. And so she may have a potion in her hands that she is currently drinking now.
I'm really tired of people I care about putting themselves in harm's way. And now that I have my memories back, I care about them a lot more, which is really annoying.
Welcome to having emotions. Let's
This
go.
is bad. I don't like it. This is bad. I'm gonna follow going, this is bad!
And the leaves, as you start to walk forward, the leaves part like a path. And the way that the leaves are parting, you feel like you're going upward. And you finally feel the warm sun on your face. And you realize that the apothecary is where it should be, but at the same time it isn't. It is underneath the stone.
Clever. Very clever.
Yeah, it was really weird, but, you know what? I'm not gonna question it. Don't really do herbology, so that's just weird on my part. But, let's go! And as she says this, you see Mushu and Cricky run past you, and following them is a small squad of goblins riding upon the golden lions. And you see a few oddly colored animals. You see a bull that is normally brown, but is actually green. You see more wolves of various colors, and you see them charging off into the distance. You see, off in the distance, you see what looks like to be a flurry of snow, and then another flurry of fire, lightning, and like a green gas mixed into one. You hear the roars of the dragons, and you see Eastrel flying off, not towards her brother and sister, but off toward another sound where you can hear more cries of battle. As you run forward towards Isolde and Zundis, you see hippogriffs coming down carrying wounded, and just sinking into where the apothecary is. Amora stands up next to you, and she looks oddly healthier, but your skin tingles with the familiarity of magic. Right, I don't know how long I have, so let's get this done before this potion runs out, right? Right.
Yeah. And we charge into battle?
You all run onto the field.
I brought reinforcements!
Kyrish, Korric, and Rhea, you hear what sounds like to be a small army, a small platoon 20 feet behind you, but off in the distance, you hear Sage cry out.
Save some for us!
Without taking his eyes off of turkey shit, I love that we call him that now. He's just going to call behind him. I'm fairly certain we have this, actually.
Oh, come on. No fair!
Normally I'd say it's not an issue, but at the same time, this is going a lot differently than I thought it would be.
Quite so. Although I will say, apprehending him would be helpful.
Sage, you have... I'm gonna put the three of you down at the bottom. Sage, roll me an initiative.
I think that's a 3.
Ooh. We start off where we left off in the fight, and that is with Kyrish.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna cast Rave and Feeblement on him.
Nice! That's a good choice.
Okay.
I'm
Get
gonna
his
point my
ass.
finger at him and like make like a gun.
Get his
Roll to hit.
15.
You shoot your ray, which is a mixture of like a bluish gray and it falls short. It falls.
Oh no, I went limp.
It falls about 5 feet away from the Zorn. After Kyrish is the bats.
I rolled a 10.
Your bats try to flock around the Dark Ruler, and he waves his arm enough to where it creates a block, or it creates a small hole, and the bats kind of lift up off of his head for a little bit. The Dark Ruler shakes his head and
The DC save is Constitution base. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 14, so he actually finally gets to take his turn. Fucker.
That was a good move then. Nice work.
I love this spell for so many reasons. He still takes bleeding.
Okay. And that's like, what, 1 hit point?
Yeah, just one.
He is going to look at Hadwin. Do I need to remind you? Who's the one that raised you? And as he finishes his sentence, Hadwin goes from defensive attacking from trading blows with Isolde and Zundis. And Kyrish, you can see that her posture goes from defensive to aggressive, and her pupils go from the normal reptilian slit to very, very narrow. And you see everyone can see the Dark Lord go limp. And Kyrish, you're able to see her eyes go completely dark.
Hate him.
So I can actually see this whole process happen.
Yes. Everyone can hear it, but you're the only one that's close enough to actually see it. Because Korric is actually at the tail end of the dragon. Because he tried to give the Dark Ruler a disease. Yeah, you missed it, Sage.
Almost happened.
Almost.
That's how you do it. That's actually how you do it. You get in their head. It's only partially spell. I don't know what your motive is, but it ends today.
There is no response except a dragon roar. Keith is going to glow in beige energy, and it transforms onto his blade. And Sage, you see that the beige magic kind of forms into smaller beige dots that are floating around, and then the dots grow legs, and you realize there are scarabs just scuttling all over his blade, and Keith charges. Kyrish, as you're figuring this out, you hear footsteps coming up from behind you. Do you look around?
Situational awareness tells me yes.
You see Keith running up with his blade behind him, eyes focused on on Hadwin, and you see beige scarabs just crawling all over his sword. And he doesn't look like he's intent on stopping.
Keith, what are you doing?
Don't let him go for Hadwin.
Going for the foe. Seems to be that.
Foe.
Sure about that.
She's like any of the others. This is not her will.
Noted.
And he...
If anything, Keith, take this. And he's going to toss him the sword. Actually, can't! Fuck! Can't fucking use it! God!
Attuned.
Yep.
Shit. Damn, that would have been so cool! Take two.
Is there anything else around?
There's Grog.
Go for him!
God! I wonder if it just needs to touch their blood or if it actually needs to kill something.
Oh, it needs to be. Oh, fuck. It needs to be charged.
The runes
Yes, that's what I'm
say
saying! That's the
kill the evil.
problem!
Fuck.
Are you tossing Keith the sword or not?
Vito friggin'. You know what? Yes! Yes, I am still tossing it to him.
Okay. You toss the blade, and without missing a beat. Actually. Yeah.
Kill him?
He. As he's rushing by you, he grabs the sword. He will alter his course just enough toward the Dark Rulers.
Careful of
And
the swarm!
he is going to run past you. And as he does, he actually takes his blade, and when he goes to sheath it, he actually scrapes the the flats of the blades together, transferring the scarabs onto the elven blade as he sheathes his own, and is now wielding with his left hand, and slides underneath Isolde, and at the end of his slide, he uses his momentum to throw his one leg forward and bring himself upright, and as he brings himself up, he brings the sword down.
Keith is so.
Oh, that is a nat 20.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, he's dead.
With another nat 20. Unfortunately, there is no auto decap for the Dark Lord.
No!
And confirms the crit. That longsword.
Let him auto decap, you coward.
No. Bosses, it doesn't work. If that was the case, you wouldn't even be dealing with Zundis at this point. Zundis would be decaying underneath the sewers.
Oh, yeah.
Keith brings his blade down. Korric and Rhea, you're able to see... You see some sort of weird beige thing going around the hodgepodge around the Dark Ruler. Korric, you're able to see not only does Keith's blade actually sink into the Dark Ruler, but you see the beige scarabs go everywhere. You see them almost in a quick instant. You see the bats, and Kyrish, everyone's able to hear this. You hear the squeaks of pain from the bats as the beige scarabs just devour it. Bats are dead.
Kyrish is going to just make a slow turn with his eyes narrowed at Keith.
You see Keith's face is stone. There is no expression on his face. But you do see the scarabs, once they get off of the bats, you see them almost return to him, and he emits a soft glow, and he had a few scratches here and there, but Korric, you're close enough to see this. You see that some of the scratches actually start to heal up. The scarabs start swarming the Dark Ruler, especially with the open wound. They go through the Dark Ruler, and your Zorn starts writhing in pain and lets out grunts of pain as well as the scarabs they go into his open mouth, and he reaches inside to try and get him out, but you still see beige little scarabs going around, going underneath, like going through the cracks of the rock until your Zorn finally is on the ground, dead. And you see the scarabs return to Keith, and if there was any other sign of a battle, it just disappeared, and you just see Keith looking down at the Dark Ruler with no expression. almost like any sort of predatory animal about to make the killing blow of its prey.
You fucking more.
Keith does not reply. He continues staring at the Dark Lord.
Bloody fucking.
After that is Riku, and she is going to run up beside Bert, and Sage, you can see her glow with lavender energy. She's getting ready for something. No one knows, but she's ready. After that is Amora, and she's going to slowly walk. You can see it's a struggle at first, but as the sense of magic is getting stronger, her gait is more confident. And you actually see her, as when she starts to get a solid gait, she finally rises up in the air and is hovering 5 feet in the air. And Kyrish, you can hear the soft thrum of wings. And they are getting closer to you. Okay, so 5, 10,
Shit.
Jealous of that fly speed right about now.
out of the corner of your left eye, the glint of metal catches the sun. And the soft brush of air brushes against the left side of your body. And when you look, you see the back of Amora, shield, sword in hand. The only thing that you can notice that's different about her is that her hair is no longer long, but it is now shoulder length.
You'd better hope you're actually in good condition. You don't need to be in this fight.
She doesn't face you, but you see her bring her shield up and her sword down, which is her normal defensive position, or right about when she's getting ready to attack. Hi, it's good to see you too.
Oh, whatever.
I'm fine.
She's up.
Sage, it is finally your turn.
Finally. I'm still gonna cast suggestion. Hadwin, we're not your enemies. Come back to us. Eldridge wouldn't let this.
As you speak, purple mist comes from your mouth and circles around Hadwin's head, and it just kind of falls and dissipates.
Yeah, fuck.
And Hadwin looks at you, and she just snarls.
The only thing I can think of with this is that chick from the Umbrella Academy saying, I heard a rumor.
Oh, Allison.
Yeah.
I heard a
Yeah.
rumor. Yeah, she's cool. That was a cool show. Well, that was my movement. That was my action. I don't have a good bonus action. Unless it's a bonus action to get Darling to do something. I'm not actually clear how that works.
Darling would then act like a summoned creature and take a turn after you.
Cool. I'm gonna get him over to go help Rhea.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work. Darling, go check on Rhea. Just half launch, half yeet him into the air.
He's comfortable in his scarf. And he pops out and starts cawing very indignantly. It's not even words, it's just cawing. And as
There's
you
no time
throw
for
him,
that.
as you throw him, he just hurtles through the air. Kyrish, you see a very disgruntled raven trying to catch air under his wings so he doesn't fall down. And he finally starts to catch wind, and you see him gliding toward Rhea. Rhea, you hear the flapping of wings, and do you turn around? Or are you focused on Lasayo Grog?
She's focused.
You feel something land on your shoulder. And it is a familiar feeling. It is that of Darling. He kind of caws and squawks, looks around, and flies back. So that was here.
I'm saying yell at me!
15. He hovers in front of the air in front of you. I don't know. There's like this really large, bigger than an owlbear penguin looking guy, and then there's some weird blue girl that looks like Keith and Grameel and has weird shit all over her face, but she has like some great sword and battle axe on her, I guess.
That's not what I expected. Okay. Cool. We're gonna check on Habit next. And I'm assuming he can't get anywhere else this turn, so that'll be a next turn thing.
He does turn around to start there, but it is finally the round restart. Mr. Flibble grabs the Grog by the foot, drags them to him, and with his other flipper just starts stabbing him. Alright, that's a hit. Rhea, you see Flibble just grab Lasaya by the... And as he's dragging, you just see a sinister smile, which turns into shock as Mr. Flibble, you just see his flipper go straight through his gut, pull it up, and then go back in again. Oop, wrong die.
What?
For a net 20.
Ah!
With a confirmed crit.
Don't kill the poor girl.
I don't think anyone has a say at this point.
Mr. Flibble is pissed.
He's hulking out, expect.
Rhea, you see him go for the second time, and this one's a little bit further up, and as Mr. Flibble's flipper goes straight into the chest and pulls it out, blood spurts from not only the wound, but from Lasaya's mouth as well. After that is Isolide's turn. And she's going to look at Hadwin.
You stink. You stink like we used to.
And she is going to rear up on her hind legs and come crashing down with 2 of her claws. The first one hits.
Isolde's baby.
And Kyrish, you see that. You see Isolde's left claw scrape against the side of Hadwin's neck, going down to the shoulder, but when she comes down with the second claw to land on the ground again, it just misses her foreleg. But there is a crunch of stone as it's reduced to dust as Isolde lands. After Isolde is Bert, who's not here, and he is going to... Oh, this isn't good. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no. And you just see him dart off into... Sage, you just see him dart past you as he is grabbing the back of his pants.
Oh god. I was like, wow, he moved fast. Oh, thank god he moved fast.
After that is Solus.
Solus tries. See if you can bite him in the ankle. Did I pick the right one? I did. Okay. So...
I will say the Dark Ruler is prone, so it's pretty much an automatic hit.
Okay. Make sure. Oh, if he's on, he's prone.
Yes.
He's laying on the ground.
Yes.
We could do overrun.
Oh god, you're gonna trample the guy.
Mm-hmm. That's the point.
I've been doing
Attempt to overrun or trample, if available. We're gonna go with trample.
Alright. Just realized I had, hey, guess what? You had your memories back music while, Mr. Flibble is just fucking disemboweling this Groglessiah.
10.
Okay. Solus sees his prey on the ground and he growls and he walks around to where he grabs the ankle and he bites down hard enough that you can actually see blood start to stain his muzzle and drip on the ground. And Solus begins to rip his head back and forth, much like when he did with the thugs in the snow. After Solus is Rhea.
Oh boy. What to do with this situation?
We're all going. Shit.
She's gonna look to Flibble and she's going to just state to him, don't want you to kill them, I want you to hold them and make sure they can't do anything while I try and get through to her inside. Please. There's an innocent in there.
Innocent, no hurt Rhea! Just stab Rhea! Me stab back!
That's does this one still have their weapon on them?
Who?
Grog.
Yeah, they have both the battle axe and the sword.
Okay. She's going to try and disarm. Step one is I provoke attack of opportunity.
Oh. Okay.
Basically, if they manage to hit me, the disarm doesn't happen.
Alright. Grog is going to notice you going for what weapon?
Basically the other version of my weapon.
Alright. He sees you going for the sword, and he's going to use the battle axe and swing it at you. Does a... Yeah. Yeah. Does a 21 hit you?
Yes.
Alright. Do you still take damage as well if it hits?
Yeah. Basically, if it deals damage, the attack fails.
Okay. And
Basically, what I'm hoping for here is a low roll that I just negate entirely.
alright, so that is Rhea, you feel so total damage is 7.
So,
But
check.
no, so the total was 12 minus 5 is 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you already managed it.
Yep.
Well, -5 for that
No.
and minus another one because of my
Yeah,
damage
so
reduction.
actually you take 6. So
Yep, so it still happens.
yeah. You feel the sharp edge of the blade go into your arm a little bit, but you shrug it off. But what you can't shrug off is the flames that are slowly spreading onto your sleeve. You are on fire, and you take...
From the battle axe?
Yes.
I am very interested in this battle axe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 10, 15. You are taking 18 points of fire damage. You are on fire. Your sleeve is aflame.
Casually is on fire.
So it's my... Hang on. Actually. Checks quick. So basically my arm/sleeve is on fire.
Yes.
As a bonus/free action then, would you allow me just to throw this jacket off to get the fire away?
Yes.
Then she'll do that. Just toss it to one side.
Do you wear, so your jacket, is it like one piece or is it like a shirt underneath?
There's a shirt underneath.
Okay. You rip off your jacket in a hurry and your arm is not, the good thing is your arm's not bleeding from the axe, but there is major burns on your arm. Even though you rip the fire away, which is engulfing your shirt, you can see the redness and the start of second-degree burns start to form on your forearm.
Sick burn, bruh.
That'll be my turn.
After that is Hadwin. Hadwin is going to turn slightly, ignoring Isolde's attack, and she's going to raise her head just enough. Her mouth opens wide. Kyrish, all you see is this mixture of elements. It looks to look like fire, but as it coming forth, there's fire, lightning, some green gas, and steaming water, and somehow even a little bit of ice thrown in the mix. And you see this cone of everything coming at you. I need you to make a reflex save. Sage, I need you to make a reflex save for Darling. I need to make one for Mora.
Well, this doesn't seem very safe.
Darling got a 23.
Nice.
13.
Okay.
At least I'm not rolling complete shit today.
Zundis takes... You see the cone of everything start to form, and before you can even warn Zundis, he takes it straight to the face and even to most of his body. And you see him actually sag, and you see the fire dancing among some of his scales. You see the poison gas just slowly sinking down around him. You see the steam of water scalding his scales. The only thing you don't see is lightning. That's the only thing you don't see. Sage, you see it coming and you shout, and Darling is hovering in front of you with his back to you. He sees it coming and he manages to flap himself back just as the cone reaches. But your heart drops because you see the cone of everything envelop Amora and Kyrish. Everybody can hear screams of pain coming from Amora. Kyrish, you feel everything at once. You feel the spark, the electrocution going through your body, arcing off of your armor. You feel the flames start to burn flesh and your clothes away. You feel the suffocation of the gas, and you feel the scalding water not only drenching you and making you heavier. You feel the scalding water douse out the flames, but it doesn't help your burns at all. You are taking 55 damage.
Yikes.
Holy what the Jesus good lord.
That's a serious amount. Was that a breath attack from Hadwin?
Yes.
Damn.
You should have 3 hit points left.
Kyrish is yes, I do. Kyrish has like all but dropped to his knees. He is not looking good.
Sage, you see Amora also fall out of the sky. Granted, it was only 5 feet, but you see her in the exact same state as Kyrish. Both small bits of lightning arcing across her armor. The fire has eaten some of the leathery bits from the armor. You hear her coughing and you see her sopping wet. But she struggles to her feet. And she now turns her head and her body towards Hadwin. But you see her feet in a pivot in a direction that is pointed towards Kyrish. After Hadwin is Zundis, who is not happy about what just happened and is going to return the favor. Does she get out of the way? She does not. Sage and Rhea, oh wait, no, not Rhea. Korric, from your position from holding the Dark Ruler's ankle, you see Zundis very fucked up. Half of his body is a very dark blue, almost navy, from his wounds, but you see him stagger up to his feet. You see him breathe in, and the lightning just envelops Hadwin. Lightning just arcs all over Hadwin's body. You see it just go into her and arc through her body, and she actually kind of curls in on herself as she shakes and spasms as the electricity flows through her. After Zundis, Korric, it is your turn.
I'm gonna stab him with some flame strike.
Alright, roll for damage.
Short spear damage roll. That was 10.
Okay.
34.
Korric, you stab the Dark Ruler with your spear, and there is that satisfying squelch as it goes through him. But the works of your spear truly go to work as you see his body and the robe encase in flames. And you watch, and it is just a charred corpse. The robe is gone, and you notice Hadwin, Sage, you would see this as well. You notice Hadwin just kind of stop. She's still in that semi-curled position, like a dog trying to chase its tail, and you see her just drop, creating a small thud and a dust cloud going across the way. After Korric is Grog / Lasaya. Let's see. Rhea, you look at the repeatedly impaled Lasaya, and the snicker goes back into terror. The only way to stop this is for you to kill me. That is the only way you'll be able to stop Grog. You need to kill me.
You sure there's no other way? There has to be another way.
She shakes her head. He never used to have a name, but he was always there. In my head. But Father made it worse. And shakily, she undoes her robe. And it's a simple tunic, very much like what the Glens actually wore, what the Glen civilians wore. Shorts or slacks, and a sleeveless or a little bit of a sleeved shirt. Roll a will save. No, I'm sorry, fortitude save.
Rolls. Alright, fortitude is... Okay. 17.
You feel bile rise up to your throat, but you manage to swallow down because when she fully removes the cloak, the runes that you saw on Pete's head, the runes that you've seen on Sage's back, are nothing compared to this. Her entire body is scrawled with runes you can't discern. Even her head and her face are covered in these runes. Every bit of skin that you see amongst the soft blue from the color of the scales, there is just black runes scribbled all over her.
Where'd I go?
That is the only way to stop Grog. Death is the only way to save me. Because last I know, you can't skin someone alive, and they live. And after that pleading remark, it's Kyrish's turn.
Kyrish is hurting. He's hurting badly. He's going to move back.
You drink the potion and you feel, the first thing you feel is the ability to breathe freely again. The remnants of the scalding water also stop, and you feel your skin start to mend together from the burns from the fire, but you still kind of have a little bit of a twitch from the lightning.
Oh! That's exactly what he's doing.
After that...
Freaking eyes are wide. Damn!
After that is Keith, who is going to look at Korric.
Nice stab. Nice short spear.
And
Thanks.
he kind of just looks around.
Now what? Rhea's got Grog handled. Dragon's down.
Is he dead?
Keith is going to viciously
No,
kick.
I'm not dead yet.
Not you!
Keith is going to viciously kick the head of the corpse, and you hear the neck snap and actually kind of like creak off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of just like kicked his neck in half.
Get the sword to Hadwin!
It's still black. You sure it's gonna work?
No! That wasn't him then. Shit. Fuck.
So I guess I
I
go
don't know,
kill.
what do you think?
So I guess I go kill Krog now?
Yeah!
Cool.
And he's going to smile and give you a nod, Korric, and he is going to... Let's see, what's he gonna do this time? You see his blade start to turn beige again, but there is lightning arcing across the blade as the beige fades. And he's gonna step over the corpse. Rhea, he's gonna stand beside you, and he is going to bring the blade down upon Grog. At this point, who is Lasaya, but he doesn't know this.
Sorry. I was playing into the fact that Sage doesn't know either.
And he hits as well. She shrieks in pain and is also twitching from the lightning. After Keith is Riku, who is going to look at Kyrish. She lays a gentle hand on your good shoulder. She walks forward 15 feet, and that purple energy, or that lavender energy you saw earlier, Sage, it grows. And it just grows, and it encompasses almost the entire battlefield.
Shit.
And
Impressive.
Kyrish, you start to actually feel the rest of your flesh mending. You see the lavender energy dance across your wounds as it finishes patching you up. Sage, you can see the same thing happening to Amora, Zundis. Basically, you see the same thing happening to everybody. Except, it doesn't touch two people. The corpse and Grog. In fact, when the energy reaches Grog, Rhea, it dances across your arm, taking away the burns. But when it dances upon you, it actually is viciously going into Grog. Everybody that has taken damage heals for 18 points of damage. Riku still, as the lavender dies down, Riku stands tall and proud. She doesn't get tired or anything. She just stands there proud, almost like, yeah, and I got more where that came from. Come at me, bitch.
Oh shit, we still need to tell her off for the almost dying thing.
After Riku is Mora, who's going to pick herself back up and she looks between the sleeping dragon and Grog, who is getting pummeled. And she's going to walk over to Grog and she's going to kick him in the head. But with her being electrocuted, suffocated, burned 2 different times, and shocked, her foot just misses the head, but the heel of her boot lands on the shoulder, so she just applies the pressure. And Rhea, you just see Amora glaring down at Lasaya's face, digging her heel into the shoulder as hard as she can. After that is Sage.
Oh god, I hate knowing who Greg actually is, but not my character. I'm like, I feel bad. I feel really bad. But I have enough movement to get to Hadwin. Can I be here around, or like?
Yes, because you would be under Zundis's neck/wing, so yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean yeah. Is it smart? No. Oh. But Sage wants to get up to Hadwin, figure out what's going on with Hadwin. Are Hadwin's eyes open?
As you approach, Zundis will adopt a defensive stance and basically shelter you from anything from above and behind with his wing and have his neck and head low. And he is watching Hadwin very closely and growling. Hadwin, you can't tell anything. She is unconscious.
Okay. Sword. We don't have the sword. Zundis, what happened? Can you give me like a lowdown of what's happened since I've been gone?
Well, you fell unconscious. Ishtal took you back. Korric and Kyrish managed to trap the Dark One in some summons. And Rhea's been dealing with a very enlarged Glen and the mysterious figure in the robe. All I've caused his name was Grog. Apparently Grog's caused some personal issues.
Yeah, he did kill her very much. What about Hadwin? What happened? Is she herself?
She adopted a defensive stance and, well, started attacking myself and Assaulty, and then keeping her back. didn't want her getting anywhere close to you guys. And then Salty said that she stunk.
Yeah, and she stank like we used to do. Like Sergeant still does.
Yeah.
Stuff like Zundis.
That's the Dark Lord's influence. Okay, just wanted to check. Yeah, this is. And Sage is like shamelessly like, I don't know if you guys have ever like petted a horse with like a hand under the jaw and one petting. That's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
Because Sage is suddenly very attached and remembers this dragon who's so much bigger than she used to be, and you're alive, but we're gonna help you. It's gonna be cool. I'm having emotions about this fictional dragon. And also Sage has no idea what to do, so she's gonna Darling and send him to watch the fight with Grog, and report back.
He flies over, kind of hovers above everybody. Lynn's 10 feet in front of you. Grog is getting super fucked up. Like, Mr. Flibble's flipper is covered in blood, and Grog is bleeding everywhere.
Okay, details aren't needed. Just let me know as soon as the sword gets charged.
Okay. And he's gonna fly back over and hop on your shoulder, Rhea, and just watch. And Sage, you feel unsettled through your bond. Like, Darling does not want to watch this get massacred. The round restarts, and you hear war horns off in the distance. You recognize these war horns as Gulen's war horns. They're coming from north and a bit to the left of you guys. And then hear Brolk's war horns coming from the direction of the medical area of the apothecary. Amidst the chaos of Grog being pretty much bullied, an unconscious Hadwin, and a charred Dark Ruler, Ishtar comes flying down upon a golden lion. Need reinforcements. Need leaders. Different areas. Keith, Winged Lady, need. What am I, chopped liver? Gondra, need heals from you. You stay.
Where should we go?
Fighting man that sliced Winged Lady's wings off. Finish him. Eastral's family. Come. You fight too.
Okay.
And Asadi will get up and take off in a direction, but Zundis hunkers down.
Not until I know Sage is at least safe. She's too close to this dragon's snout.
Hadley would never hurt me.
I beg to differ currently.
I was about to say, if she wasn't going to hurt you, she wouldn't have skied that cone or whatever the hell that was.
Point taken, she might be under an influence. She's unconscious right now, though. It's fine.
charged. Keith, where is it?
I have it, but it's still dark?
Yeah, not charged. Say something.
What do you need reinforcements for? If any of those are evil, you can recharge it there.
Scourge of dead things. Lots of dead things.
Yep, that'll work.
Need to save people. Half of army at Gula. Not enough warriors.
Right.
Need save Tarn.
No, I'm with you.
And Ishtak is going to flick the reins, and the winged lion is going to fly off to the east, or that's west, to the west, and Amora is going to snarl, and she's going to turn and she's going to take off to the north. Mr. Flibble lets go of the leg, and he takes both of his flippers and he strikes down. The left flipper misses, just missing Grog's head right above the shoulder where Amora's foot was. The second flipper hits. He takes his... Rhea, you see Flibble's right flipper go in and basically go right into the shoulder. He takes his left flipper and attacks again. You see this one go right underneath the rib cage, and with a roar, he brings down his right flipper again in a slashing motion, and you just see Lasaya close her eyes, her face calm, and you hear the squelch of the flipper cutting into flesh. But you hear a grunt. And this isn't Grog's grunt. This isn't Lasaya's grunt. Have you been looking this entire time?
Yeah.
Or... Instead of the flipper going into Lasaya, you were focused on Lasaya, waiting to see if she would go back to Grog. You failed to notice the dark orange figure grabbing a hold of Mr. Flibble's flipper.
Grameel?
Oh, fuck. It's still
Okay.
anti-Grameel.
What the fuck do you mean, Grameel? Rhea, when you look at Grameel, his scars, his wounds, except for the one he just got, have all healed, but the scars remain. He's snarling a little bit from pain, but you know this as determination. You've seen this look upon Ilian's faces as they would go off to defend their home. This is the snarl of someone they have to protect.
What the hell are you doing? You realize this is the bad guy, right?
You should have noticed that this is the king's missing daughter.
No. The king was more human looking. They're not even the same tone.
Just because you don't look like your parent doesn't mean that they actually are. She is the true heir of the Golden Throne. And as captain of the Royal Guard, it is my duty to protect that bloodline.
And you see him sink to his knees. With Mr. Flibble's flipper coming out, and he is bleeding heavily. Creamy?
You may see me as treacherous, as a traitor. It took a while. But I have to protect not only Glen's throne, but also someone I have loved very dearly.
He's going to turn his back and look at Lasaya.
I never said anything. You're a princess after all. I'm a lowly thug. Try to do the right thing. Be the royal guard. Partly to get closer to you, but try to change things.
Did not want to stab Greenmeal. Riku! Need help.
God's just so focused on Hadwin, but is definitely getting distracted in this moment by whatever the hell's going on to her left.
It is Solus's turn.
Solus can't do much, so I guess we'll just run in a circle around Hadwig.
Solus is feeling very pleased with himself. But he is still cautious of Hadwin and will basically do a cautionary walk around of Hadwin. After that is Rhea.
Keith, hand me the sword.
Keith has a very worried look on his face. Looks to you, looks to Gramil, looks to Lasaya, looks to you.
I was part of the guard once.
Keith, Emil, what she wants. She wants to be put out of this torment. She said it herself. Grant her this wish.
But that is highest of treasons.
Is it treason when the princess herself requests this, demands this even? You are fulfilling the request. You are doing your duty still, the crown, this.
He looks down and his grip tightens on the blade.
We're supposed to protect the bloodline, not kill it. Even if we say she requested it, we still killed her. It's still treason. We will all be marked as criminals for death.
That's why you hand me the blade and let me do it.
He looks at Gramil, who is quickly dying and bleeding out. He looks at Leigh, who is dying, but not as quickly.
I can't. I can't.
Then we're gonna have to find another way to charge the blade then. Shields, Leigh. Are you ready?
She doesn't register what you said at first. She is focused on Gramil and she just puts a hand to his back where it's bleeding out. He'll bleed out eventually. Just make sure Greamy doesn't die.
Who's found the way to help? But I can end this suffering now if you wish. Oh, he gains control again.
Her eyes are focused on the wound. I need to make sure he'll live first. And she's going to take the axe and Kyrish, you see Leigh just take the battle axe and just slide it across the pavement, seeing it bounce and dance over the various pebbles and rocks and cracks in the street. And she takes the blade and she does the exact same motion with your blade, Rhea. And she grabs the sides of Gramil's arms and basically pulls him to where he's laying up against her chest. I need to make sure he's okay first. I need to make sure he'll live.
Very well.
After that is Zundis. Zundis is going to nudge Hadwin with his nose. And nothing happens. Oh, sorry, Rhea.
I'd also just quickly state this then. I'm going to hold I'm going to hold a full action.
Okay.
With the trigger being once Gramil's healed and safely out the way.
Zundis will nudge Hadwin on the nose, and Hadwin head rocks like an unconscious does, and he slowly gets up.
I'm gonna go help evacuate. As soon as she starts moving, you get the hell away from that face.
I've got it. Thank you.
He's going to slowly back up and take off to behind you. And the horns are getting louder and closer. Korric, it is your turn.
I will cast Cure serious wounds. After walking over to stupid Gramil. 22.
Damn. You walk over and your orange magic floats over Gramil. And he looks up at you with a strange look.
Why save me? You, of all people, why save me?
We don't have to talk about it. Ever. And then he'll just finish casting and then pretend like it didn't happen.
Your magic finishes sinking into Gramil, and he kind of feels around, and he's going to stand up and pick Messiah up in his arms.
God damn it, Chi. I'm going to take her somewhere quieter. Away from here. She's suffered enough.
And he bows his head, and you see Messiah put a hand up to his cheek and pat it. And he starts walking away, and Rhea, you see her head go over his shoulder with a regretful expression, and she mouths the words, "I'm sorry."
Well, I've got to say it's a good job that he made sure to pick her up at the same time he was getting up, otherwise that would have been a separation, would have triggered the action. Do you know what the full action was I was going to do?
Double attack?
Coup de grace.
Oh, yeah.
Made sure she died, didn't, one hit.
As Keith walks away, Riku, we are going to say combat is over.
Rhea just lets out a deep sigh and puts the blade away. Just head lowered, and she'll walk over to her burn jacket and just make sure the flames out and then sling it over one shoulder.
We are going to allow Kyrish to do some things because he has been patiently waiting and everything else. So,
Yes.
Kyrish.
I have? I have, yes.
Kyrish,
I get to do something. Walk straight past the dragon and teabags the corpse.
Kyrish, you have observed a lot. You saw Hadwin, your precious Hadwin, attack you. You saw Sage run up to the unconscious Hadwin.
Saul, I felt it.
You saw Grog getting mercilessly bullied. You saw Korric, you saw Gramil take a killing blow from a Hulk to Mr. Flibble. And of all people, you saw Korric heal Gramil, someone he hates for no one understands why, very much.
Keep talking about it. We're not supposed to talk about it.
As a narrative, I'm allowed to talk about it.
Three more
And-
times the Korric goes, you know what, fuck you, unheals your Grameel.
Cancel cast.
That's not how this works. And what you see now is Grameel walking away with a blood trail following him. You see Sage knelt down in front of Hadwin, and you see a charred corpse slightly behind her. What do you do?
Obviously, know that that's from Dark Lord, anyways. But Kyrish isn't so sure about this. With Hadwin being, for lack of a better way to put it, incapacitated, he's going to walk over to the corpse and examine it.
It is charred. There's no robe. The body is charred. And you notice that the neck is half broken with a boot indent on the skull.
That's from one of us kicking it.
Yeah, that's from Keith doing that.
Yeah. Not surprising if it's that badly charred. But before death, would I remember if there was any metal on him anywhere?
You never really see him have anything metal. You don't remember him carrying anything. Everything
Buckles, nothing. He had absolutely nothing metal. Find it hard to believe.
The only thing that you saw him wearing was his cloak. You never saw anything underneath the cloak. But from what you can see from the ashes and the charred remains, there is nothing glinting in them.
Someone's trying to pull a cloak over my eye. Rather than just examining it, he is going to thoroughly search it.
As you check out the body, whatever your fingers touch, it turns to ash and dust. Even the bones turn to dust.
There's no way this is him, guys! The fucking campaign will be done right now!
Kyrish, any signs of that being an actual corpse?
Corpse. Speaking fish. No evidence, but go down and see. Two bats? Other summons? No.
We're probably not that
I'd be
lucky.
surprised if that wasn't him at all. Probably a doppelganger.
Some kind of magic bullshit.
Should have expected that, Sage. You're losing your edge.
It's been a busy couple of minutes, if you get my drift.
And he looks to some of the burns on his hands. Yes, indeed it has. How's Hadwin?
Out.
Figure out why.
It might be an effect of the possession. I mean, the Dark Lord was clearly, I don't know, possessing that body, then possessed her, and then she collapsed. We don't have the sword yet, and I'm worried what will happen if we don't have it before she wakes up.
I wouldn't put anything past the wiles of him. Like I said, I don't believe that was actually him, but
Well, this is actually her.
I also wouldn't put it past him to put her into a coma. Just to make the bit feel real.
She's here. Isolde said that
She needs
she's
secured
possessed.
until we're able.
How? You can't just tie up a dragon. She's not big, but she'll be so scared if she wakes up.
No, you can't very well tie up a dragon, but we also very well can't have her unsecured until we get that thing out of her.
Where's the sword? I look up to the left. Do you guys have the sword?
He has it.
Keith turns around and looks at you with a haunted expression on his face and slowly nods his head and holds it out, hilt first, towards you. I need everybody to roll me listen checks.
That one.
Oh.
That tracks. There's a lot happening in this stage right now.
18.
27. I can hear the blood moving in your body.
That's also on that one.
Oh.
Fucking rip.
Damn.
Sage, you're
I mean,
too...
it makes sense for you at the moment.
Yeah. Sage, you're too focused on Hadwin to hear anything. Rhea, you... Where are you looking?
Still down at the ground.
Rhea, you
He's
are...
still trying to mentally process everything that just happened.
You are staring at the blood-stained ground. But Korric and Kyrish... You hear a cracking noise. Kyrish, from your time at the castle, Korric, from your time just being around Solus when he is in full attack mode. This is the sounds of bones breaking. Korric, it is coming to your left, and Kyrish, it would be coming from your right, in the direction of where Mr. Flibble and all of them are. Do you look?
Of course. I always look, but don't always touch.
Yeah, okay. You always touch. You don't necessarily look. Yes.
If you know what you're doing, you don't have to look.
Ah! You see Grimil walking away, and then all of a sudden, you see him facing you. And when you see it, you realize that his body's still walking forward. And then it stops and falls to the ground.
Grimil?
God. No. That was a doppelganger, wasn't it?
What happened? Sage is looking up from where she was very intently looking at the dragon. What?
That was a doppelganger, right?
No, that was your key. That was your Grimil.
Well, fucking rip then.
What happened?
I don't even know what I just witnessed. Kyrish is actually going to stay by the ashen corpse. He is looking over there as Sage walks over, but he's by the corpse.
Korric, do you go investigate?
I looked at it. Yeah, I'm gonna go touch it.
Okay. Sage, you walk up side by side to Korric, and Keith watches you, and he's going to follow. The four of you go up to where Gramil was walking, and you see the crumpled body of Lasaya in front of him, bleeding out profusely.
At least I killed one of you pesky motherfuckers. Myself, my master.
Do I hear this at this point?
You would hear this.
I'm going to attempt something.
What is it
Rhea's
you're
gonna
going to
spin
attempt?
around with her blade, and she's going to throw her blade to try and lodge it in his head.
You need to do that with a -4 penalty, because you have to throw it over Keith and Korric's head.
Okay.
Who
What
says
happens
she's
then
trained
when
with
it's
them?
what happens when it's what I just rolled, which is a nat 20?
Okay then. Just, I guess, net 20 then. As you throw the blade, it soars over everybody, and you don't see what happens, because as you throw it, Mr. Flibble kinda just face plants into the ground and slowly starts shrinking back into the very cute penguin-sized Mr. Flibble.
We would have gotten away with so much if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And you hear... Kyrish, you see the blade being flung. Korric and Sage, you see it soar in between you all, and it lands straight into Grog's head. And as you see the life drain from his eyes, you see the sword start to glow a moss green. And as death fully takes Grog and Lasaya, you see the blade, the runes start to turn from black to green. But it doesn't fill all the way. It only fills 20% before the glow goes away. Kyrish, as you see the glow fade, something grips your right ankle.
Okay. I'm looking. I'm looking.
You see the charred corpse gripping your ankle, and as if in slow motion, you see the burned and the ashen remains start to come together and solidify. You see the half-off neck click and crack back into place, the dent reform into a solid, smooth skull. You see the charred remains actually turn back into various muscles and tissues and tendons, and then there comes the flesh, and then the scales above the flesh.
Sage, I bloody well knew it!
I look over. Fuck!
Sage, you start to see this charred corpse regaining color and scales. Kyrish, there's a death grip on your ankle.
Oh, that's okay. I just roll, like, willpower here. He is freaking the fuck out, despite pretty much knowing that that wasn't what, we're supposed to think it was. He's like frozen right now.
I'm
He doesn't know
running
what to
over.
do.
Yep, we're running. We're preparing a spell. We're gonna go. Yeah.
You run by Keith. Keith walks forward. As the Dark Ruler is rising, Hadwin's tail is slowly twitching back and forth. Keith walks up to Grameel.
Grameel? Come on, buddy. This isn't some kind of weird of your magic street tricks, right? Because your head's not supposed to be facing that direction.
And he shakes him. And Grameel is unmoving.
Grameel, this isn't funny anymore, bud. Riku?
And Rhea and Korric, you see Riku hop past you all. The hell?
There was a crack, and then we saw Grameel facing us, but then fall forward.
Told you should have let me do it while we had the chance.
Riku looks at Keith. You know the probability of surviving this is...
I don't care.
She starts feeling around Grameel and shakes her head. Keith, I'm sorry. Keith slouches down and takes Grameel's hand in his own.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And he puts Grameel's hand up to his head.
Your memory will be forever honored. Keeping the bloodline safe for as long as you lived.
Oof.
And the scene rises up to the clouds. Man, that was one hell of a turn of fate. People, places. Do you really think this is a time to be saying something like that? For long? Well, I mean, who knew that, at the last minute, the one chick was gonna turn on the one that just confessed and basically saved her from getting her head cut off by that elf? Now that's a weird twist even I didn't see coming. You are probably high off your rocker, but this is not the time to be acting like this. A loved one, a friend died, and you're acting like this. Well, he did die thinking he was doing his duty. That seems very honorable. Ah, yes, well, I mean... True, but... It's like he had an inkling he knew about whatever was going on with that weird woman. It is quite a shame. She had good promise. What do you mean? You know this one too? Now what aren't you telling us this time, Paylor? That's my granddaughter. No shit!
What?
Paylor, what the hell, man? I thought your one son didn't have any kids. Yes, my firstborn. Well, the first of the twins did not. But the secondborn did. To try and keep her safe, I thought putting her with my eldest would keep her safe, but apparently not. That's a bit fucked up. I'm starting to think a lot of these problems have been coming from your poor parenting skills. How do you know? You've never been a parent. Nah, but even I know it's fucked up to separate kids from their parents. I mean, look what happens with animals, man. You really fucked up. Ain't cool, man. You're killing my high. I'ma catch you later.
Dude sounds like a stoner. Holy cow.
That's the point.
Good. Makes sense.
It sounds like Ted, dude.
We're going to have to take this to Cuthbert to see if we shouldn't actually be punishing you. Now, granted, whatever happened, we can actually now see your son's movements. But even then, the man got burned to a corpse and had the neck broken, and yet there he is right now, coming back to life. We can't even come back to life. Do you see the problem here, Paylor?
Wait, have we tried? Maybe
I
we
mean, I
can.
did.
See? We're immortal. We just don't
It's
know.
called Get Good Scrub.
Either way, we have people to welcome to the heavens. So, you all have your thing here. I'm going to go do the god's duty. And as he leaves the table, he looks to an empty chair. A chair gilded with vines and leaves. And he sadly turns away. He exits the building and walks amongst the city. He shakes his head as he approaches the outskirts of it. where two people are standing side by side, looking around lost. A female hugging herself, but also in the arms of a protective, on-guard lizardman. He happens to notice the approaching figure.
Who are you? Where are we?
You're in the afterlife. We have judged you, and your souls are pure. Enough. Welcome to your paradise.
What do you mean? No, I was walking away with the princess in my arms. An acquaintance healed me. I can't be dead.
Good choice of words.
Well, we saw everything. And... well, this is a bit awkward, so well, at least you have eternity to talk this out, but your woman companion here kind of snapped your neck. Grimmail looks confused and looks to the Saya.
What the hell do you mean?
I don't know. I had my eyes closed, content, ready to die, and then blackness. I thought I already died. The two look to this god. Normally we don't show these to mortals. It's really just weird. But for your cases, it might clear up some things. I've actually been doing a little bit of research on it, and I think I know what you may have, but I think it's a bit late to fix it.
Shit.
And he takes off his glasses and cleans it, and two beams of light emit through it, and there's a movie screen. And it's showing Grog walking away. Or it shows Grimmail walking away, holding Leigh in his arms. And then it shows Grog snapping his neck and being tumbled, trying to say how he and his master could have gotten away with everything if it weren't for the meddling kids and the sword being thrown.
So, Leigh, you killed me? After I saved you?
No, that wasn't me, I promise. Actually, she's right, it wasn't her. It's what I have dubbed as evil brain disorder.
Evil brain disorder? Really?
Look, it happens when there's one person and then it's like they have a second person inside and they're very evil and only that person can hear them. And not like Rhea's case. I don't know what was up with that and the penguin. That is still a mystery to me. I don't know. But in this case, only the person afflicted can hear the voices and whatever. But apparently this voice is strong enough to where it completely takes over. I don't think whatever these tattoos are help either. So, you mean to tell me my father did this to me? These runes. It basically brought out Grog? And was able to make him physical? Yeah. which is why you're here. You couldn't control it. Well, you could have if proper treatment was registered, but, no. There was nothing you could do. I am sorry your end was painful, my dear. Well, at least I didn't die alone.
No, you didn't.
Damn, now I feel guilty as hell.
Grimiel has tears in his eyes.
Is there a place we can watch our friends
Ah!
to make sure they're okay?
Of course there is. But you just can't go in. For if you were to go in, you would subject your soul to forever exile and, honestly, at this point, a servitude to that asshole down below.
I want to watch their friends.
Understood.
And the three of them walk off to a tall building that looks very oddly familiar. It almost looks like an exact replica of the library in Brock. They head to the second floor, and it's like a very large canvas upon the wall. And almost as in real time, they see what happens. And Grimiel sits back in the chair with his arms crossed, scowling at the Dark Lord. What was everybody's favorite part of the episode?
When I failed to save Grimiel's life.
You didn't have to make it sad.
Only some of us are sad.
I
told
got
him
it.
not to talk about it. He talked about it, and then look where he is.
I gotta know, why do you hate Grimiel so much?
I don't have a reason. I didn't like bad impression when we first met him, and so I was like, I'm just gonna keep going with this.
Oh.
I don't have a reason.
As the
He
great
was a
Todd
dick when we
Howard
met
would
him,
say.
and I'm like, great, let's keep it that way.
As the great Todd Howard would say, it just works.
I'm sad.
Trust me, I am too.
What do you mean you are too? You planned this shit.
No.
You're the reason he's dead.
No. The only thing I planned was during the fight, if I rolled a D100, if I rolled 1 to 49, it was Grog. If I rolled 50 to 100, it was Lasaya. After you healed Korric, it was Grog or Lasaya's turn. I rolled, and I rolled a 49.
Oh, so close.
I assume it's bad. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
49
speak
is the bad guy. 49
this
was
language.
Grog.
Okay.
So,
I would be more sad was it not for the fact that I quite literally told them this would happen.
Yeah, it's the thought of them watching us with the gauze that makes me sad.
Ashes backwater.
I choose to watch my friends, and that's what. Who cares about the damnation? As soon as the screen starts and they look down, just Korric being like, "Well, that was a waste of a heal."
We have to still deal with the fact that apparently it was the real Dark Lord. He is relying on his phylacteries to get him back up, and he's getting back up.
this is okay. You know, this is fine. This is fine. This is just adding more fuel onto the fire. That's all.
I don't think I call it a favorite part, but thanks for giving a lot of inner turmoil for Rhea. Oh no, I was killing someone innocent. Oh no, they want to die. Oh no, wait, I can't kill them as they're a royalty and they're being taken away. Oh no, they killed a mate and now I killed them. Yeah, Rhea's gonna be in a really odd state next session because of all that.
You are.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith was basically his childhood friend. Keith is a
Keith
lot.
lost his best friend. It's bad here. It's bad. I'm glad Sage got to see her siblings. I was worried she wouldn't get to see her siblings after regaining her memories. Like, ever. Because who knows who's living through all of this.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, because pretty much all of this is pretty fucked.
Hi, it's bad here.
Oh, come pick me up. All the NPCs are dying.
Mom.
Yeah, no, I just, it's just another person that Kyrish has lost yet again. And yet again, he's probably gonna blame himself for it, so...
It's bad
Yeah.
here. It's bad. Poor guy has to deal with his unfortunate new anklet first.
Yeah, no, that's true. There's a fucking corpse attached to me. Yay.
Severed a hand and you've got a spare thing.
Probably one that will want to kill you 24/7.
You could just put a little leash on it, like it's the hand from the Addams Family.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
But on the plus side, I think I have a favorite part that's actually a good thing. You all level up.
Again?
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna say no. It's just I think I've leveled up every session the past 4 sessions.
Yeah.
Which I'm here for, by the way. Power crawl. We must be hitting those milestones pretty quickly.
You killed a boss. You leveled up.
Grog?
Did we actually kill it, though?
We killed Grog eventually. We got Tricky Shit down.
No, you killed Grog. That was it.
Fuck yeah.
I think my favorite part was seeing Korric do some, like, actual offensive damage. Because usually, Korric, you're support and whatever, but being able to, like, finally experience you doing physical damage with your short spear and setting something on fire and then killing the said enemy, that was my favorite part. I greatly enjoyed watching you set the big bad evil guy on fire.
That was satisfying.
2.
Thank you all so much for watching. We hoped you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. We want to know what your favorite part of the video was. So go ahead and tell us down below. Don't forget to scratch the subscribe button and peck that bell so you know what happens next time in the adventures of Gondra. We all hope you're having a great one, and we'll see you next time.
I'm in danger.
Bye.
I am danger.
DMobo out.